Hey YouTubers, today we're going to be doing a how to smoke brisket. A buddy of mine's been asking me for it, so let's get started. So this stuff here had to get trimmed off. This will get trimmed off pretty good. This in here, probably a little bit in here. So I'll bring you back after we get it trimmed up. You see my pile of trimmings right there. One way to figure out how much fat you're gonna need to trim on the back side of this is kind of make this as square as you can, just a little bit. If it's real thick, you want to take some down. That's probably the ideal thickness of fat you want underneath your flat. And you know, I cook my fat side down just because my heat source is on the bottom. And again, this is a backyard brisket. I got most of the fat and stuff, silver skin, trimmed off the top here. You don't want to go too deep. Some people like to get most of this off right here. But hey, this is backyard brisket, man. I don't compete. I cook to eat. And you don't want to rub it in because you'll rub it right off. And you want a generous coating all over sides, top, bottom. This stuff produces a great bark. And one thing to remember, your grain. My grain is running this way, so when I take the brisket off, I'm gonna have to cut this way. I do have a video, and I'll link that at the end, on how to slice brisket. So I'll bring you back after we get this thing seasoned up. All right, so you can definitely see a difference in this brisket right here. Night and day. Again, a lot of your seasoning isn't going to stick to that hard fat right there. But this is what you're looking for when you season that brisket up. I mean, you got it on the sides, the top, just all the way around. You want that bark to form. So we'll go throw on the smoker here in a little bit. What I'll do is I'll let this sit on the counter for about 5 to 10 minutes. Just let it sweat. Make sure that season sticks on that meat real good. And we'll throw her on. I'll see you in a few minutes. All right, before I throw this brisket on, guys, I just kind of wanted to show you what my setup is in here. So my vents are about big enough to put a pencil through on top and bottom. Okay. I'm running a snake method with Royal Oak briquettes with some Kingsford pecan. It's my first time using the Kingsford pecan briquettes, so I want to try those out. Kind of got a water pan in the middle just to kind of keep things a little cool, around 225. I don't want to get into it out of hand because this can get about 250. I've already got the it's already started here, so the grill's up to temp. All right, there she is. Got my piece of wood under there. Can't really see it, so we'll roll smoke on her. We'll see her when she's done. All right, YouTubers, it's Derek coming back to you here. Still on this brisket from this morning. It's been on the Weber. I put it on about 6:30 this morning, roughly. I took a picture at the 10-hour mark, and no, I took a picture at the 6-hour mark. I forgot what time. It's 2:30 now. We're at 6, 12, 8-hour mark probably. And let's check it out. Really, really nice color. As you can see where I started my snake here, I did 2-on-2, and not sure how well. There's the end of it there. It's coming to the end of the fuse right now. So a couple pieces. It's hot up underneath there, so I'm going to let it run out, and I'll put it in a foil pan, and then I'll show you what we're going to do next when this runs out. So it probably has another about 2 hours left, maybe. All right, so we're back, and we are sitting at the 10-hour mark now. Last little video clip was 2 hour at the 8-hour mark. I'm all confused. So the snake was about out right now. It got me to 10 hours. And so what I'm using is a Weber charcoal basket, and I'm gonna have to close it because it's burning up pretty quick. And I put the few tiny coals I had left that were hot into this charcoal basket and filled the other side up with new charcoal, and put the wood block that was underneath the brisket on top of that just to let it smoke off. So I know the brisket's already soaked up enough to smoke, but I mean, there she is. I'm just gonna get rid of that block. I'm not too worried about it absorbing any more smoke. I'll put her in a foil pan so the fat, whatever juice comes down in here, the flat will be in juices. That's about it. So I'm gonna close her down, let her finish up, and I'm using the Inkbird 2X. So she's sitting right about 162 inside now. Things a little dirty. I've been rubbing stuff all around here. And I'll get the grate probe and I'll put it in there, probably right back over in here. So we'll see y'all when it's done, guys. I mishap with my knife. Well, that's it for today's video. Thank y'all for watching. Just remember, find a brisket that you want it to fold in half if you're not buying prime or wagyu. Like I said, I buy choice, and I take the flat and I fold it to the point. If they touch, hey, that's great. If you can pick it up and hold it by the point and flop it like a fish, that's great. You know, just another tip here, cut against the grain, not with the grain. If you have to cut off a piece of the flat to, you know, kind of remind you, hey, this is the way I need to cut, then do that. And pull it when it's probe tender. Don't go by temperature. Temperature is just a guide, a starting point, but probe tender. So when you stick that probe in there to check the temp, if it goes in pretty easy like a knife in hot butter or without much resistance, you know it's done. Pull it, let it rest. Wrap it in some butcher paper or foil probably butcher paper I would suggest. Foil is just going to keep things really, really hot. Butcher paper, wrap it in some beach towels, and throw it in the cooler for a couple hours. It's really, if I've left out anything, just feel free to ask me down at the bottom, and I'll try to answer everything I can. So, and I'll drop links to the snake method here in a little bit, and right towards the end of the video here, somewhere around here, I'll put the link. You can click on it and watch it. It's a tried and true method. I do it on ribs, I do it on briskets. So y'all enjoy. Barbecue on.